the Senate notes that on Tuesday, 12th March 2024, this very revered 10th Senate in plenary suspended the former chairman of the Northern Senators Forum, Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi of Bauchi Central Senatorial District, for 3 months, following a media interview he granted the British Broadcasting Corporation BBC House Service on March 9, 2024, in which he alleged that about 3.7 trillion naira, representing over 10% of the 2024 budget, was illegally inserted into the 2024 national budget. Note further that Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi was asked to address this allegation of budget padding against the National Assembly following a motion of urgent national importance moved by Senator Solomon Olamilekan Adeola, the chairman, Senate Committee on Appropriations. And failing to address the allegations, the Senate resolved to suspend Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi for 3 months for violating legislative rules, misconduct, and unethical behavior for the interview he granted on BBC Media on the 2024 Appropriation Act, a legislation which process he was part of. And aware that the said Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi, being under suspension, has spent over 2 months outside the precincts of the National Assembly complex and needs to return to continue with his legislative activities as a senator representing Bauchi Central Senatorial District. Flowing from the above, the Senate minority leadership takes full responsibility for the actions of our colleague Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi and apologizes on his behalf. Accordingly, the Senate resolves to reconsider the additional resolution of the Senate 1 of the votes and proceedings of Wednesday, 13 March 2024, to recall Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi to the Senate as senator representing Bauchi Central Senatorial District. I so move, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Barrow Jibrin Kadunot. I stand to second the motion heavily moved by the Senate Minority Leader, Senator Abomoro. And I would like to add, Mr. President, that this Senate is the highest assembly in our sovereign land of Nigeria. A Senate that is composed of men and women of wisdom. A Senate that believes in a philosophy promoted by a British poet, Alexander Pope, that maintains that to err is human and to forgive is divine. It's on this note that I want to commend the minority leader and his team, in fact, the entire minority caucus and the entire leadership of the minority caucus and the minority caucus itself, because I know they must have acted based on the prompting of the members of the caucus, for going in between and for making sure they get to where we are now by bringing forward this motion in a way that the resolution of the issue of Ningi suspension is resolved finally. It is something that they need to be commended for, because they've gone to mediate, going up and down to make sure that they are now even agreeing. They have, as stated in the motion, that they are apologizing on his behalf. They are apologizing on his behalf. So I commend you for doing that. And I urge the Senate, having apologized, the leadership having apologized on behalf of Senator Ningi, we should accept this apology so as to strengthen our spirit of brotherhood that we are known for. Something has been done, and the leadership on its own has come out to apologize on his behalf. So I urge my colleagues to please accept this apology without debate so that we can move forward. We are all brothers. And as I said earlier, making error is something that is human, and forgiveness is divine. So I therefore submit that please, we should I urge my colleagues to accept this apology so that we can move forward. Thank you, Mr. President.
Opposed to the motion, then I'll put the question. Those in support of the motion moved by the minority leadership and duly seconded that Senator Abdul Ningi, who was suspended from this August Assembly on the 12th day of March 2024, be recalled to participate in all proceedings of the Senate. Henceforth, say aye. Those against say nay. It is unanimous. Accordingly, Senator Abdul Ningi is hereby pardoned by the 10th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and is also hereby recalled to participate in all proceedings of the 10th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let me thank the minority leadership for this initiative and also note that it was this same Senate that set up a committee for you to mediate. And then you were the chairman. And then, of course, this decision by the minority leadership and the entirety of the minorities in the Senate seems to have superseded the earlier decision of the Senate that even set up a committee. So I agree with you. He's a very resourceful senator and one of our own, and the Senate is a family, irrespective of political divide, irrespective of religious divide, irrespective of languages. This happening today goes in tandem with the spirit of what the National Assembly, both the Senate and the House of Reps, has done by bringing back our old national anthem, which simply says that though tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. The decision of the Senate today is clear evidence that this is one family. And though we may come from different constituencies and different states, in brotherhood we stand. I congratulate the Senate for this decision, and I agree that yes, to err is human, but to forgive is divine. And therefore, the distinguished brother, Senator Abdul Ningi, is hereby recalled to the Senate to participate in all activities. Senate Leader.
Mr. President.
Of May being the handing over date and the one-year anniversary of the current administration for a joint session with our colleagues in the House of Representatives at 10 a.m. prompt. The motion has been seconded. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.